everybody can hear me. Somebody doesn't mind if you guys want to send a quick chat, make sure you guys can hear me. Good. If not, just let me know. All right, good deal. Thanks, guys. So let's go ahead and dive into it. We got some other folks rolling in here. Just a quick reminder, if you guys can, when you roll in, just make sure to mute yourself. Make sure to mute yourself, please. And usually how I do these, we kind of run through it. If you guys have any questions that pop up, shoot them via the chat messenger and we can kind of handle them that way. If we kind of get backed up a little bit during the training, then of course we'll kind of parking lot those and then I'll answer those best I can at the end of the training. I'll share my contact information as well. So if you guys have any questions afterwards,
you would get I feel like a lot of people
give me a
get
shout.
out
Just a quick reminder, guys, make sure you're muted.
401k.
We got a couple people still are muted.
You know, to move it, to roll it over. I didn't seem like that big of a lift, you know.
Be able to mute myself here. All right, cool. So let's dive into it, guys. For those who don't know me, my name is Matt Langen. I'm the managing partner here at Swell Real Estate. My kind of specialty over the years has been around digital marketing, everything from search engine optimization, website app development, to Google local stuff, Facebook, of course, and that's what we're going to dive into today. So I'm kind of going through a Facebook series here the last few weeks on different ways that you can leverage Facebook advertising to create more business for yourself. In this case, what we're going to be doing today is going through open houses. I know there was a period of time where probably been now a couple years, open houses were kind of, especially with the pandemic and everything that was going on, so they were sort of nil, but now we're beginning to see that come back to life. I've always been a big advocate to open houses to increase business. I think it's a great opportunity for those who can, of course, run them effectively. And but what I want to present today is just another opportunity to do, maybe if you're already sending or door knocking or inviting people, you know, through your own techniques. This just gives you another opportunity, another channel to use to increase traffic. We all want more people to our open house, of course, and so hopefully the tips that you can obtain today will help you do just that. So again, we're going to be talking about using Facebook ad targeting to do that, and so hopefully, again, if those who have tried something like this in the past, you'll learn something new. I think the majority of people usually on these, this is kind of a first time thing for them. So again, I'll kind of run through some items here. I want this to be more hands-on. So if you guys are on your laptops or do have your Facebook business page open, you can kind of follow along once I go into screen share mode and show you guys actually how to build these out. If not, that's totally fine. Jot down notes. You know, kind of follow along. I'll send this presentation out, of course, afterwards, so you can follow along yourself at your own time. Let me shut my phone off and let's get rolling. So real quick before we dive into it, again, most of you guys aren't strangers to Facebook, using Facebook for your business. 44% of agents in, well, this is the last couple years, do share that they have received some form of business from social media. A big percentage, of course, is coming from Facebook from that. Now we are getting into different channels. I mean, the Instagrams and you know, now we see a lot of agents even using things such as TikTok to produce business. We're, of course, not going to dive into any of that today. We're going to speak specifically to Facebook. But it is a channel that if you're not using it right now to promote your business, to use it maybe in this case, of course, to generate more traffic to your website, to your open houses, to your home buying seminars, it's a great asset to start using. Again, kind of go where the fish are swimming. As you see here, Facebook is up to now in this graph over here to the left, 25 to 34 age group, represents about a quarter of Facebook share. All right, so that's a big target range, of course, for people that are looking to perhaps buy their first home within that age group. And then, of course, getting into 35 to 44, between that 23% and 18%, that's a huge pie, huge piece of the pie that we really want to start using and using the channel to leverage our business opportunity and hopefully get more eyeballs to our websites and to our online channels or our online properties. So the first thing I want to, and again, this training today, guys, is going to kind of be more hands-on. So I'm going to do more screen sharing and kind of go through a presentation style. But one thing I do want to point out, and this won't take us too long, but is in regards to Facebook events. Now, most of you on this call have done open houses, or if you haven't, just based on your interest in joining this training, do have intentions to run their first open house. I think with, of course, all the other traditional media that we're using or advertising, whether we're printing out flyers and passing them out, we're telling friends and family, we're doing whatever we can to promote our open house event. I know a lot of you guys do this on Facebook. I see it all the time. But one of the things I don't see enough of are actually creating that open house as a Facebook event. And that provides a few different opportunities in terms of just, you know, how Facebook looks at it and what they're doing to, still adding some folks in here, and what they're doing to, you know, help promote the event as well. And how it kind of plays into their algorithm, how that event ranks in Facebook when people are trying to find things, how it's showing on your own personal news feed. As most of you guys know, everything that you post on your business page isn't always going to be then shared or seen by your own personal followers. So if I'm running Matt Langen Real Estate and I have my own business page, and then I post an open house event, or I post a picture of a closing, or you know, anything on my business page, that's of course not always going to be seen then by those who follow my business page. Actually, I think it's down to maybe anywhere from 3 to 5% of the people who follow your business page are actually going to see that post. So you have to keep things in mind. Just because you create that Facebook event, or because you create that post of your open house, of your closing, of your new listing, does not automatically mean everybody that's following your business page is going to see that on their Facebook newsfeed. So that's why we're going to talk about promoting it, kind of going the extra leg here to get that in front of more people. So the Facebook event, it allows us to personally invite our Facebook followers, friends, colleagues, right? So again, we'll dive into that here in a second. Setting your open house, that Facebook event, to public allows invitees to invite other people who might be interested in attending. Okay, so you always want to make sure that that's a public event. It gives the opportunity for those who've submitted that they're going, they can invite other people as well and encourage that. You, of course, always want to upload high quality photos, videos of the property to help generate higher engagement and interest. You know, of course.
What's up there, Dickbag?
I
like
again,
the shirt.
make sure you
What's
you
that?
mute yourself.
Oh, US Open. Let's go.
All right.
Well, Torrey Pines.
Torrey
Where'd you
Pines.
get that one?
My wife's.
Seriously.
One second, guys. Let's see.
I love Torrey Pines, man.
Yeah, you know, it's crazy if you live in San Diego.
Mute. All right, there we go. Sorry about that, guys. Somebody's got golf on their mind right now. And then don't set it and forget it. We want to post frequently on these Facebook events, on your discussion board, and just come up with different updates and reminders. And we'll put this together here in just a second. So again, some content to include. Upload new photos, discuss maybe attractive features of the home in that Facebook event. Of course, reminders of the day, time, and location. All right, any refreshments maybe that are going to be served. And then just reminding people again to invite their friends and neighbors. All right, so just a couple of key things to include in that event. So let's run through this real quick. And again, most of you guys have done this. I'm just going to use a generic page I created. for the sake of this this training. So when we're on our Facebook business page, now again, you guys have to have a Facebook business page for this, right? Most of you guys do. If not, just make sure you know that you do have to create a Facebook page for your business, and in order to create that event off of that. So so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go into events. All right, and I'm going to go ahead and click create new event. And again, very basic stuff here, kind of follow through. Facebook's changed this up a little bit in the as far as the event creation process. What we want to do, of course, you know, upload a nice cover photo. I have some really generic stuff here, guys. So again, don't mind these photos. It was just to kind of, you know, give you an idea. Want to, you know, of course, provide a nice high quality photo of the open house. Now, the event name, what I like to do is I'll do you can do of course, you're going to put the address. You can have it in the details page. You can have it in the event name, but in the event name, you might do open house, and then based on whatever the property is, right? And again, it doesn't have to be the entire. All this information is going to be in the event details. All right, let's 123 Main Street, Virginia Beach, Virginia. Jennifer, I got your message. Where do you go to create an event on your business page? I'll get to that in just a second. Start date. So we're doing one Saturday at, let's say we're going to run it from 1 o'clock to 3 o'clock. All right. And then in person or virtual, we're doing in person. And then this is where you're going to add the address, right? So again, 123 Main Street, Virginia Beach, Virginia, 23462. All right, again, it's public, so everybody can see that. And then here's where we're going to put the details. Okay, and that's kind of some of the content that I shared with you just a slide ago, as far as what to include. Now, again, the more information you can provide, the better. I'm just going to put here open house Saturday, February 11th, 1 to 3. We have the address in here. Okay, come see this gorgeous remodel. You don't want to miss this home. It sits on almost full acre lot with easy commuting access. Refreshments will be served, and we can kind of go through here and add our content. We'll talk about this later. I don't want to waste too much time on the content piece, but I just want to show you guys how to actually create this. And then we'll get back to here at marketing the event. I'm going to show you guys how to promote this in just a second. Of course, you can add co-hosts if you want. But for the most part, it'll probably just be you. And then what we do is we create our event. Now, I think somebody asked the question where to do that on your business page. There is a couple, let's see. So if you're on your page here, now again, it's kind of reformatted. Your page might look a little bit different, but for example, I usually go under, and again, depending on how you have your tabs lined up, if you click on more, there should be an option there for events. And if you click on events, you'd be able to create a new event right there. If you're still having trouble finding that, I can, of course, help you out. We can answer that at the end of this. All right. So that's essentially, again, the kind of the first step is we want to put that in place. We want to have some type of event page that's you know, for the actual open house. All right, good. Yeah, sometimes it could be hidden, you know, there's just different areas that you have to navigate to find it. So once we have the event page, and again, if we go, and I'll do a live post on, let's say the Swell page, I'll just call it a test one here. So again, it's all different. This one doesn't even show up anymore. It just shows up under events, again, on your business page. So click events and create new event. Okay, once more, guys, just go here. We're going to add our photo. Again, whatever we're going to, so open house, 123 Main Street. We got our time. I'm going to put test in front, of course. Go back and delete this, but 12 p.m. All right, in person. We got our details. All right, and there we go. So after you create that, of course, that's going to post to your Facebook wall, right? So, so you're going to have that live on your page, and that's when we'll get back to the slides here in a second. I'll show you how that populates. But we got your page set up. Now, there's a couple different ways we can go about this. I've talked in the past. A lot of you ask kind of the difference between just boosting an event, which many do, compared to actually just going directly to the ad center. Boosting event, this is pretty much all you need to do for an open house, because essentially what they're doing is you're boosting the event. They're using the engagement metric on Facebook, and the engagement metric is all based on trying to generate likes, shares, and comments, which essentially is what you want. You want to generate that buzz on this page, because that kind of feeds into Facebook's algorithm, which is gonna power it and you know, and promote it at a higher level, right? And then we'll get into how that looks from an ad standpoint too. So we have the open house page set. If you go to your Facebook page, you should see it. There it is. Okay. We created an event. We got the test open house page, 123 Main Street, and we got that set up. All right. So let's drop back into this once we have the page set up. So now we're going to get into, again, most of you guys have done that, pretty straightforward, creating the event, but that's just, you know, it gives you a post that we can use here in the exercise we're going to get into, actually running the ads and promoting this and trying to drive more traffic. So I wanted you to have that in place, unless we have another piece of content that we're going to use. I'm going to share some other ideas for you guys. So creating the media. Now there's two ways to create the Facebook ad that we're going to use to promote, to help drive more traffic and a higher audience level to our open house. One is to create a post on our page. We've done that many times. If you, again, like I said, if you create an event that we just did, it automatically gets posted on your business page. If you create a post of a client testimonial, somebody that just closed with you, it's going to get posted on your business page. If you have a picture of a couple that just closed on the first property, right? All these posts are content. Now, when these get, once these are generated on your business page, you have the option to boost any of these posts, okay? Boosting, it's quick and easy. You don't have to worry about going through the ad center. You decide on what your budget is. We go through, we select a couple fields, and then we launch from there. So we're gonna talk about that. The other opportunity, again, is to actually go to the ad center. Now the ad center, it's kind of a deeper dive. I think we have a greater opportunity as far as the ads that we can serve based on our open house, the different types of creatives and things like that. So video ads, slideshow ads, carousel ads, we'll get into these examples. But there's two ways to actually start on step one. Do we either want to just go ahead and create an event for our open house and let that be the post that we're going to then serve and promote online to a newer audience? Or do we want to just go directly to the ad center and start from scratch and build that ad from there? Okay, I would advise just, and again, for the sake of time on this, we just go ahead and use our Facebook or our Facebook event page for the open house. So again, it's pretty straightforward to get set up, and then I can show you guys how to boost it and choose the appropriate settings for that. But again, just know you have the opportunity to promote your open house using other different creatives or different ways. But again, two ways: you can either create a post directly on your business page, or you go directly to the ad center. So again, which creative do you want to promote? You can do the open house event, or you can just do a regular post about the open house with many photos grouped together. I see it done both ways. The other thing too, real fast, I don't know how many of you use Canva. Again, what's great about it is if you do decide to do your own creative or your own post, Canva already builds out these different or makes these templates available for you. All right. So for example, if you're even doing, let's say, if we go to templates, and you got to be signed up. So you go to templates, and under social media, let's say we do Facebook ad. Right, so you don't even have to worry about in terms of the dimensions or anything like that. You can just create a blank Facebook ad, and different templates too. So if you're up here, let's just type in open house. All right, now some of these are paid, not all of them are going to be free depending on the account that you have. I think this account that I'm logged into right now isn't. But as you can see, a lot of cool different templates already created that you can use. Be able to. All right, just to kind of give you guys an idea. But again, you can build all these off of Canva. So if you do need help, with creating the imagery there. So back to this. All right, so the ad content. And again, I'm kind of going through an overview here up front before we actually dive into this. So we have the creative in place, the ad content. So again, two main objectives that we're trying to achieve with this content or the ad that we're running. We want to get leads now, right? And we want to drive people to our open house. All right, so again, the two main objectives with this whole thing. Now, we don't want to, and I've seen this, I've tested them different ways. You want to give them information, but you don't want to give them everything. Because again, we want people clicking through this content, and based on where you're sending them, a lot of you use maybe a registration feature page or something like that to track signups. But for example, like leaving the price off, that'll usually get more people to click through on the ad and then eventually to your destination link for the registration. So in this example, again, pretty generic, open house, the date, the address, a little bit of content advertising the home, and then we have anywhere from 6 to 8 images within that content post that we're going to run. Okay, so again, we don't have to upload everything. If you got 25, 30, 40 photos, just upload 6 to 8 photos to get started, and then that'll give us a good starting point to get rolling. So so the overall marketing objective here, what we're going to do is, if you guys go to business.facebook.com/ads-manager, again, if we're not doing the boosted post, all right, and then what we'll do is we're going to select the brand awareness, or we can do the conversions objective. But let me go ahead and get on the same page with you guys so you can kind of follow along. So So we go back to our event detail page. For boosting the post for most of you guys, what we're going to do is we're going to select boost event over here on the right side. All right, and again, what you'll see is the ad preview on the right, and then we can start building out the event page here on the left. Okay, so again, you know, things that I typically see, emojis perform better, so you can stick in a few emojis here. That helps, kind of gives your content some life. You know, let's pick out this one here of a house or something like that. You can find them. All right, we have our photo up here. Again, we can choose different images, upload new. Let's go into the ones that I just dragged down, for example. All right, so again, you can play with those. Again, this is a boosted content post. So again, we're not going to have that control that we have going through the ad center to customize it. I'm going to show you guys both ways. Now, real estate, of course, how we're advertising this, it is a special ad category. So we're going to have to toggle that on. Go down here and we're going to select housing. If you guys try and get around this, when they do go into check the ad or try and approve the ad, it's just going to come back and it's going to say it's for housing related purposes or real estate purposes, and they're not going to publish it. So you have to select this and then opt for housing. Now, I talked about this in the past. It is going to have you know, some effects on the targeting opportunities and criteria that we have. All right, but that's kind of, you know, the changes that they went through a couple years ago. All right, so who's going to see our ad? So again, this is where we can kind of get into our audience detailing. So if we go into audience and we have our age set up. Okay, so again, we can, this case, because it is real estate related, we're not going to be able to customize most of this. So again, age is turned off. And then locations have to be down to you can't go anywhere within a 15-mile radius. You used to be able to target based on the zip code. Now they got rid of that option just due to fair housing. And so, you know, so if we are doing our, let's say, Virginia Beach, doing it on Main Street, put in Virginia Beach, and there's that 15-mile that we have. So we have to keep that in mind too. All right, and then here's where we get into our detailed targeting as far as interest and everything. Now, I did a series a few weeks ago that outlined some good interests, and I can send this to you guys, that work out pretty well. And this is going to help captivate or capture some of that that additional traffic. So again, these are some interests that populate that we can add in there. So again, people that are interested in Zillow, Trulia, real estate investing, first time buyer, for sale by owner. These are all great interest filters that you can add. So if I go back into my ad here, all right, and let's just type in Zillow, that'll populate, right? Now be careful, I wouldn't do there's another one, there's the Zillow Premier Agent, Zillow and Trulia. I wouldn't select that because that's just going directly to agents. All right, we wanna find people looking to buy and sell. So again, Zillow as an interest, could be again realtor.com, okay, and things like that. Maybe first time home buyer. Okay, so there's a lot of great interest that we can add in here that can assist with our targeting. So again, it's not just going to target within this specific area, okay, but we're going to target people based on certain interests, people that have gone to Zillow.com, people that have gone to Realtor.com, and things like that. Mortgage, again, we type in real estate. So again, interest, investing, things like that. So again, I can send that sheet of interest that have worked out pretty well since we've run them. All right, and then you'll get an idea for your audience definition. Right now, us sending this out or boosting this based on the criteria that we've set. Estimated audience size right now is about 120,000, 141,000. Okay, and we can save that audience, and we have that set up. So again, we have our lead image, we have our description. We've specified that it's a special ad category. In audience, we have our audience details set. So we're targeting this. We're going to promote this within Virginia Beach, 15 miles. Okay, ages, and then people who match interests of Zillow, Realtor.com, first-time home buyer. All right, and then this is where we get into our duration and our budget setting. So I like to do these about 3 days leading up to the open house. All right, so if we do 3 days, well, you know what? I thought it. What is this? I don't know why that. Oh, well, no wonder I have 11 set. There we go. All right, so we have our end date set up for February 11th, because that's when that's just what we used for the address here, or for the date. So we're going to run this for 2 days, but again, leave yourself, give yourself at least maybe 3, maybe 4 days leading up to the event to start promoting this. All right, just in this case, we can't do more than 2 days because we're doing this on Saturday. And then this is where we get into our budget. All right, so what you guys can do is you can kind of fool around with this. You can see based on what your budget is, let's say within that 2-day frame. So today's Thursday, so today and tomorrow, we want to put in, let's say $50, right? And you'll see this update up at the top. So again, estimated reach anywhere from 2,000 to 6,000. All right, with that $50, that's going to run and then stop it the day of the open house. Okay, and then you can get into, again, depending on where you're driving them to, if you have a registration page or anything like that. This is where you can go in terms of I like to run the Facebook Pixel a lot. The Facebook Pixel allows us to actually track conversions that are coming through whatever ad that we are running. So again, if you're sending them to an open house page, a registration page, your website, anything like that, Facebook will let you know what type of conversions, how many conversions are actually happening through that ad specifically. So again, it is something that you have to get if you have a web developer. If you're using a specific website service, you should have a field in there where you can add the Facebook Pixel code. But again, we'll leave that off for right now. We don't want to get into that. But if you guys have questions on using the Pixel and how that works, you can let me know. And then have your form of payment set up. And from that point, you can go ahead and boost that thing. All right, we're not going to boost this one in particular. But just to kind of give you an idea there on the setup. So again, add creative. We have our description. Okay. We have our photo. Special ad category set. Who's seeing our ads or audience details. Again, the big thing here that we can control is the interests. Now, if you did this for any other type of vertical, other than the one specified here, employment, credit, social issues, things like that, you can target a lot of different ways, age, you know, things like that. In real estate, for this specific case, we can only target based on the interest level. So it's important to have that put in. You know, you want to try and target people who do have those specific interests. So again, location, age, and those interests set. And then we get down here into our duration and our budget. So again, pretty cost effective. In this case, what this is showing, the event response is anywhere from 4 to 19. If you toggle that up, let's say you did 150, again, that's just going to kind of give you a better measure. So, you know, pretty good opportunity for some decent ROI just by plugging in and whatever you have set for the open house, even if you just put 50 bucks in and the type of responses. I do, you know, of course, I would go into your, if we go back into our event detail page, and, you know, given the opportunity, again, like I said, we just went through the boosted phase, but making sure if you go up here to the share arrow, or I'm sorry, to the invite. Okay, and then go through your channel here, or go through your database, so to speak. All right, and you can invite, these are all organic. This doesn't cost you anything. You're just inviting people who you're connected with personally. Okay. And then what we're going to do on top of that is we're going to then boost it to get in front of people who don't follow our page. All right. And we're trying to get into that new audience there. All right. So so again, guys, I think the real power here is you have to figure out, and again, I always enjoy doing, if you're going to do an open house, make sure that you set up a Facebook event page. Just because it's so seamless, you can do a lot of things with it. It fits right into the Facebook algorithm, gives it kind of more opportunity to rank and for people to find it, especially different keywords that you can add to it. And so we have this in place, and then your discussion board, right? What are you doing? You don't want to just create this and forget it. All right, you want to add to that post, okay, with some of the things that I talked about before. Okay, uploading new photos. All right, all leading up to the open house date. Okay, reminder of the day and the time. What's going to be served there? You serving, you know, cookies, whatever. Okay, and then reminding people to invite their friends and neighbors. Okay, so again, constantly giving it, you know, not just creating the event, but engaging with the event, getting people to talk to. All right, so you start adding to that. Okay, you make sure that you invite the individuals. Okay, that you want to invite, people within your sphere, so they can be notified by it. It's a public event, so they have the opportunity then to share it to their database. Okay, and then what we're going to do is we're going to go on top of that, and then we're going to actually throw in a little bit of budget, whether that's 25 bucks, whether that's 50 bucks, and then boost our post like we just went through. And the key there is going to be our interest targeting. Okay, so again, kind of back to this screen here. Making sure that we involve these types of interests, because again, these ads are then being served to individuals who just went to Zillow.com, you know, who are on Trulia, who are on Realtor, okay, have an interest in, you know, house hunting, right? So these are all, just because fair housing came in and slapped Facebook a few years ago and got rid of a lot of those targeting opportunities for us, we still have some great opportunity to get these ads, serve these ads in front of a relevant audience. All right, so not only are we targeting the right location, but we're also targeting them based on these different interest levels. Okay, so I think, let me go back in here. We went through that, the marketing objective, talked about that. So yeah, so that's that is it for right now. I want to kind of leave that, this is about 40 minutes. So I want to open this up if anybody has any questions or anything specifically that I spoke on. Again, like I said, I am going to, I'm going to share this video out to you guys. So if you guys want to go back and create your own ads and just kind of use it as a guide step by step, certainly do so. And let me know if you have any questions on that. One of the questions here, can you add video? Absolutely. Now, again, if we're going back into our boosted page, again, there's going to be certain things that we can't do. Now, if we have, let's see, if we go into, so again, if we go into edit options, I think it was Rob, somebody that asked that question. If we go into edit options, we can select our video. Okay, and then we can go through and you know, we have a specific video. If you already have it in your account, you know, you can upload a new video through here. Okay, navigate to that video. So absolutely wouldn't keep anything in there too long, but you certainly have that opportunity. One of the things that I find that works out really well with running, if we were to compare all the different creatives that we can use for open house events, I wouldn't advise, now I just went through this just for the sake of the tutorial. I'm not going to advise you guys just have one photo of the house, right? So if they're seeing this, now this is formatted here from mobile, and most people are going to be seeing this on their mobile device when it comes across their news feed. What I find is having those 6 to 8 photos loaded in. Okay, so where they can kind of swipe to the left and kind of go through. Here it's just the photo of the outside. What if they want to see a quick little picture of the kitchen or the den, or the backyard with the pool or anything like that. So again, you want to keep that in mind too, because there's going to be certain things that you can't do through the boosted event that you might want to do. Okay, so again, if you're going to do something like this, you can, for instance, the example that I use. This is a great post to boost, right? You got the little emoji going on, the title, the date, so open house in caps, the date, the address. You leave off the price. Again, you want to kind of click, you want to get them to click in to find that information. Okay. Once Facebook sees that people are clicking in and engaging with your content, that's actually going to drive down your cost per lead. Okay. So if they're engaging, if they're liking, they're sharing, they're commenting, that's all going to have an effect on what you're paying in, right? Or what you're paying for these clicks. So keep that in mind too. They can click on the more tab and find more information. But if I'm a user, I'd rather see something like this where, I might probably have that first photo might be an outside shot, but then I have the opportunity to click in, right? I see this down left. Oh, I want to see what the kitchen looks like. Okay, and then there's this +3 where there's 3 other photos that they can go through and they can scroll through. So again, you don't want to give them 15 photos to look through. Give them 6 to 8 of some prominent photos of the property, and they can click right in and see that information. All right, so again, I just use this as an example to build it out, but this is what you're going to see if you're boosting the actual event page. Okay, and again, this Saturday at 12 o'clock. Open house, you got the address, and then you can add it. But again, there's even things in the ad center, that you can control. And if you went to business.facebook.com/ad center, ads manager, I'm sorry, business.facebook.com/ads manager. All right. As I was telling you guys before, this gets a little bit more involved in how you build that out. So what we did, we were just essentially boosting a post. Okay. But here we have the opportunity then to actually create a campaign. Okay. Do you have a question? Got a couple questions here. What are the benefits of having Metapixel, and do you advise getting landing pages for lead info capture? Absolutely. So again, this kind of helps, tracks a couple different things, right? So you get an idea, well, I'm putting $200 into promoting this open house. I can kind of see my return, who signed up from that actual open house lead. So they can, of course, respond directly on your Facebook page or your Facebook event, but not everybody does, right? They might click into that. They might jot it down in their phone that they're going to go, or put it on a piece of paper or whatever. So they might not actually respond. So what's better is if you can, yes, if you can send them out to some type of registration page, and there's a lot of free ones out there that you can use, and you know, just include that in your Facebook event, your destination link. Okay, so they have a link that they can click on here, sign up for this open house. You know, whatever you want to say on it, and then they click out. And once they sign up on that page, whatever registration software or solution that you're using, you can embed a Facebook pixel on that page. So if I see Johnny's open house, I click on his event page. Okay, click here to register for this open house this Saturday at 1 o'clock. I click on that link and I sign up. What's going to happen is once I sign up, a success page or a confirmation page is going to be generated. The pixel is going to live on that success page. So Facebook's going to know, okay, Johnny or this consumer, he went to this ad, or he clicked on this content. And then from there, it follows him and tracks him all the way through to that confirmation page. So once that success page is generated from the registration page, then that's where that pixel picks up that conversion. All right, so yeah, absolutely. I would advise you guys to have some type of registration page set up, and then that way you can. I'll get that out to you, Laura. That's cool. And so that way, you know, you can track those conversions and have that pixel in place. But again, if you're new to starting this, guys, don't worry about the pixel just yet. Just kind of cover the basics. Get your event page set up. Get some of those basics set up. Don't worry about the pixel and tracking that. You know, find yourself a comfortable budget to start with. Give yourself about 3 days to promote it. And then again, if you have a registration software page that you use, if you want to go beyond just the basic Facebook response feature that they have, you can do that as well. So absolutely something to look at. A little further down the line, but can you please speak on the pixel's role in retargeting? Yeah, so good question. Now, again, if we go into, the question was with regards to retargeting. Now, when you guys are sending these out, I always look at it as two different campaigns that you can use. One campaign for your open house is to target just brand new people, right? Or maybe people that, again, that were based on the location, the interest targeting that we just talked about. These are people that do not know you. They have, you know, they see the ad for the first time. The other campaign that we could set up through here, and again, this will be done through the ad center that I just went to. So business.facebook.com/ads manager is retargeting and remarketing. So we talk a lot about, you know, being in real estate, you want to stay top of mind to your clients, right? People that you closed with 2 years ago, making sure that you're serving them the same type of information when they're scrolling through their feed and, oh, you know, I see Matt's doing an open house Saturday at 1 o'clock. Okay. A lot of this is powered, like I said, you know, earlier on in this presentation. If you have a business page and you post on that page and you have 200 clients that follow your business page, you know, maybe 5, maybe 10 of those 200 are going to see that post on their page, unless they actually navigate it directly to your business page to see what's going on. Who does that? They don't. They want to see that stuff appear on their newsfeed. So again, they're not going to start their day. Let me see what Matt is doing or what he's up to. I'm going to go to his business Facebook page and see what's going on. The only way that I'm going to serve that content in front of them is a lot of algorithmic things in terms of how Facebook looks at my content and then shows that content to my followers. But in terms of remarketing or retargeting, you guys do have the opportunity to upload a past database or just a Excel file or a CSV file of your overall contacts. So for example, if we're just doing, and again, I just went here, business.facebook.com/ads manager. I have a couple of just test campaigns. You're going to click plus create in the top left. Okay. And again, just so you guys know, we're doing the same exact thing as what we just did with boosting the post. Boosting the post is just quicker and easier. It's less involved in what we're doing here. So again, we're going to use that engagement metric. Okay, since we're doing an open house, we want to get higher engagement. We click continue. All right, and that's going to open up our campaign name. Let's say again, we're doing 123 Main Street, okay, in Virginia Beach. So we're going to create our campaign name. This isn't what your audience is going to see. This is just for your own purposes for naming your campaign. Okay. Again, special ad category, we're going to have to designate that it's for housing. All right, and then we click next in the bottom right. You don't have to worry about any of this other stuff right now. Again, just based on time. And then we're going to get into our ad set. Now, this is where we can actually go through and upload our saved audience. So again, ad set name, you guys can do your, again, if we want to do 123 Main Street open house. The conversion location. So if we are tracking the conversions, this is essentially where we want them to go. So in this case, if we have messaging apps selected, we want people to engage with our brand on Messenger or WhatsApp or Instagram, okay? I talked about before, there was a question about sending them to a registration page. You can send them to a website, okay? You can send them directly to your Facebook page, okay? You can send them to the ad, all right? So again, this is essentially where we're sending them based on this campaign. So let's just say we want to send them to our Facebook page. Okay. Or you know what, let's do website for this case. Our performance goal is to maximize the number of conversions. All right. Here again, I'm not going to get into the pixel on this call, but here's where you would create your pixel, generate that code to then plop on whatever destination website that you're using. Okay, and then here's where we're going to get back into that budget and scheduling. So in this case, we're going to start it. Let's say we're going to do the open house on Sunday. So I'm going to start it today on February 9th. All right, and then we want to set an end date. Our end date is going to be, you know, let's lead all the way up to the 12th. Let's stop it at 10 a.m. Okay, so they're going to get served this ad all the way up to 3 hours before start time. And then again, our daily budget. So this is what we're spending per day. All right, so again, you guys have to figure out, you know, what you're comfortable with. Again, that's going to adjust. Everything's being built out on the side here where your estimated daily results are going to be. Okay, so as if we increase that, let's say $50 per day, that's just going to increase our reach and then the number of conversions. Okay, so again, what I like about Facebook advertising is probably one of the most cost-effective channels I've ever used. It can be extremely cheap, you know, really when it comes down to what your return is. Again, to get a few of these guys in, you know, that's high reach and a great opportunity to generate some conversions, a new client out of that. We all know what the average cost per client acquisition is in this space. It's pretty high. So again, you know, you can get away with it for literally, we're talking 10, 20, 30, 40 bucks a day leading up to this event. All right, so we have that set. And then back to the question as far as the remarketing, when you get into your audience here, what you guys are going to do is you're going to create a new audience. So there's a tab right here that says create new, and then you're going to click custom audience. So again, reach people who've already interacted with your business. Okay. If you literally have been using a CRM, download your contacts from that CRM. Okay. If you have your own local Excel file that you tracked your entire database over the last year or 2 years or 10 years, however long you've been in real estate or whatever profession you're in. All right. And we're going to click custom audience. And then you're going to select customer list up here, the top right option. Now, you are going to, and I have to add this to the business. Let me do Langan at the business. I got to verify the email. So, all right, well, I can't show you in this particular account. I'd have to move over to a different ad account. Let me show you guys. It's going to be a different ad account. But I want to show you, Rod, just because you had asked that question on where to do it. Thanks, Paul. Good talking to you, buddy. So let's go back into our campaign. This is just a demo. All right, so again, just getting back to where we just left off, what you're going to do is you're going to do create new, okay, custom audience. We're going to click customer list. You move over here, okay, and then what you want to do, you got to make sure that it's in the right file template too. Okay, so I would download the file template because it has to have the right fields and everything that are going to, in terms of I don't know what template your export of your database is going to come out as out of your CRM or whatever you have it in now, but it has to be copy and pasted into the right file template for Facebook. Click next, you click no to customer value, and then this is where you would upload that file. So once you upload that file past clients, okay, that ad, once it's being served, once you click publish, that's going to feed out to them. And as you saw, it's going to find things such as based on their email, phone number, okay, city, state, all this information. So if you have all this information, the more accurate Facebook's going to pick that up and find that specific user. Okay, so another great way to target there. Let's see, get back to the questions here. What sign-up program site do you suggest? There's a few out there. You could even do things like, again, depending on if you want to pay for something or get something free. One of the free ones out there is just Sign Up Genie. Sign Up Genie works just fine. What is it? eByte. eByte's another one that I've used in the past. So I think it's eByte. Or no, Sign Up Genius. Yeah, I think this is probably one I would go with. Just again, simple for them to hop on and register. Eventbrite, there we go. Thanks, T. So again, that's something that I would look at using, and then they should have different plugins available too, as far as tracking conversions and everything. How do we stay sticky as in omnipresent, like an ad on every page they visit? So that's, if I'm understanding, Rob, the question, so how do we stay sticky as an omnipresent, like an ad on every page they visit? So again, that's getting into the whole, retargeting that we just talked about. And then also with the pixels. So for example, with Facebook, we can set it up that, if I go to my website, like we have, for instance, on your personal website, you should have some type of Facebook pixel that's there. So if I go to, I'm with Swell, we go to sellwithswell.com, and I'm a user and I'm just kind of searching around on content or for homes. All right, go search, find this property here. Okay. Once I stop my search and now I'm done, it's a nice one. And then I hang up and I go back, check my email, then I eventually leave. All right. Facebook now knows that I've already visited the site through that pixel. So, so again, when I go then to, if I come back from work late at night, I hop back on Facebook, kind of see what's going on. All right. And then we might see ads, right? We see ads on our feed. So again, that is, we're then serving a Swell ad because they visited our homepage. All right, so again, that's kind of back to that retargeting that we talked about. So again, that's all through the Facebook pixel. Is again making sure if you can place that pixel, and again, we're not, I can set up a training too. We could talk more about pixels another day. but that gives you the opportunity to serve your ads to those same folks who've already visited your website. Maybe they visited it last week, they forgot about the website, they hop back on Facebook and boom, there's your ad again. Okay, so that's just another opportunity there for you. All right. Vicky, yes, we do have landing sites. I can talk to you off call about that. All right, does anybody have anything else? Any other questions? All right, cool. Well, thanks for joining again. We will, if you guys register for this, I should have your emails. I'll send out the recording. Give me a holler if you guys do have questions. It was a pleasure speaking today, and yeah, good luck with this. Again, I think it's a great opportunity to generate more traffic rather than just creating your event page or your open house. What are we doing to actually push that to a newer audience? We talked about some of the interest level, the targeting, and things like that. We talked about the remarketing. So those are some opportunities for you. All right, so you guys have a good day.
You too.